Let's break down this Bengals game. I'll be real with you. Early on, it felt like we were about to get run off the field. But the second half told a different story. We locked in, held them to just 10 points the rest of the way, and showed some real grit. Wins and losses don't count here. What does matter is seeing our guys in action for the first time, figuring out what's clicking, and spotting what needs work. Our first team offense? That group looks like it could be legendary. Yes, the Eagles had some backups in, but the way our offense moves, the timing, the chemistry, it's a nightmare for any defense. On the flip side, the first team defense didn't look as sharp. Missing Cam Taylor Britt and Dax Hill definitely hurt the secondary, and it showed. Jalen Davis had a rough outing, and Brooks struggled too. Before we get to the rest of the latest Bengals updates, make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and hit that bell icon so you never miss breaking news. Look, it's the first preseason game. You don't crown champions in August. You take the lessons, toss out the scoreboard, and get ready for what's next. The first preseason game? That's just a warm-up lap. The real test comes in the second and third games. That's when you want to see growth, sharper execution, and fewer mistakes. One thing that stood out here was the run defense. They held their ground, closed lanes, and didn't let much slip through. Shamar Stewart was a force, blowing up plays in the backfield and setting the tone. The pass rush, though, was another story. Without Trey Hendrickson out there, the pressure was almost non-existent, and it felt a lot like last season when Trey had to carry too much of that load alone. His presence isn't just valuable, it's essential. Jake Browning's night? Let's just say it left a lot to be desired. He's locked in as the backup QB, but his preseason play was sloppy, and that's putting it lightly. Maybe the urgency wasn't there, but it showed. Then there were the self-inflicted wounds. An offsides by Joseph Osai on a missed field goal gift wrapped 3 points for the other side. Add in an unnecessary roughness penalty near the goal line, and suddenly what could have been a tighter finish turned into a bigger deficit. Those mistakes don't just sting in the moment. They set the wrong tone for a team trying to make a statement this year. Those penalties? They're more than just preseason sloppiness. They're discipline issues, and discipline decides games. Instead of holding them to a field goal, we handed over a touchdown. That swing alone was worth 4 points. And in a game we lost by 7. That matters. Sure, the in-game strategy might have changed without it, but the fact remains, we can't keep gifting points. This is where the little things add up. Staying locked in, not jumping early, finishing drives without handing the other team freebies. Clean that up, and the Bengals immediately become a tougher team to beat. Looking ahead, adding depth in the secondary wouldn't hurt. Another experienced safety or corner could give us insurance if injuries hit, and a veteran presence could stabilize things when the younger guys struggle. On a brighter note, the offensive line, both starters and backups, looked solid. Protection held, gaps opened, and the unit played with confidence. If that trend continues into the regular season, it changes everything for this offense. Lucas Patrick had an early misstep, but beyond that, the offensive line delivered. Both starters and backups held up well, and if the reserves keep improving, this group could become one of the team's biggest strengths. Sure, a loss stings, but this is the kind of loss that sends you back to the film room with clear fixes in mind. The coaching staff will have plenty to discuss, and there are real positives to build on. One area that needs attention is tackling from the second and third units. Too many misstops that extended drives. And for anyone calling for Al Golden's job after a preseason game, let's be real. This is August football. Coaches keep the playbook basic, avoid giving away schemes, and focus on evaluating players. You're not going to see the full defensive arsenal until the games that count. Expecting a coach to unleash his full playbook in preseason? That's just not how winning teams operate. You show basic concepts, keep things vanilla, and save the exotic blitz for when it counts. There's no reason to tip your hand in a game that won't affect the standings. If Al Golden threw every wrinkle at opponents right now, teams like the Browns would walk into week 1 with a blueprint. That's not strategy. That's sabotage. Remember, we were also missing key starters in this game. That matters. And the real test is right around the corner. Next week against Washington, Zach Taylor has already said the starters will see significant action, likely the most we'll get from them this preseason. I wouldn't be shocked if week 3 against the Colts is all backups while the starters rest up. So, keep perspective. The work being done now is about sharpening execution, building chemistry, and getting ready for the games that actually matter. Washington will give us our clearest look yet at how ready this Bengals team really is.